If you're over 60 and you feel like your body is getting weaker no matter what you do, this might be the reason why. Every single night, while you're asleep, your body could be silently breaking down muscle and you don't even realize it. It's not because you're lazy, it's not because you're aging wrong, and it's not fixed by exercising harder. The real problem is what you're not eating before bed. And if you miss this one simple habit, your muscles can keep disappearing year after year. Stay with me, because what you eat tonight could decide how strong you feel tomorrow. After the age of 60, muscle loss doesn't just happen during the day when you're inactive. It quietly accelerates at night while you re-asleep. And this is something most people are completely unaware of. When you go to bed, your body enters a long fasting period that can last 6 to 8 hours or more. And for an older body, that fasting window is very different than it was in your younger years. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to the signals that tell them to grow and repair, and at the same time the body becomes more willing to break muscle down to meet its basic energy needs. This means that during the night, when no food is coming in, your body may turn to muscle tissue as a fuel source, slowly chipping away at strength while you sleep. This nighttime muscle breakdown is driven by changes in hormones that occur with aging. Levels of growth hormone and testosterone naturally decline, both of which play a key role in preserving muscle mass. Cortisol, the stress hormone, tends to be higher and more disruptive in older adults, especially during periods of fasting. When cortisol rises overnight, and there are no amino acids available from food, the body looks for another source, and muscle becomes an easy target. This process doesn't cause pain or immediate symptoms, which is why it goes unnoticed. But over months and years it leads to thinner arms, weaker legs, reduced balance, and a general sense that the body is slowly shrinking. Another reason muscle loss accelerates at night after 60 is that older adults often eat less protein overall and spread it poorly throughout the day. Many people have a light dinner, skip any kind of evening snack, and then fast until breakfast. While this pattern may seem healthy, it leaves the body without the raw material it needs to maintain muscle during the longest period of rest and repair. During sleep, the body is supposed to be rebuilding tissue, but without enough available protein, it can't complete that process effectively and instead slips into a breakdown state. Insulin sensitivity also changes with age, and this affects how the body uses nutrients overnight. When there's no steady supply of amino acids, blood sugar can dip, triggering stress responses that further promote muscle breakdown. This is why many older adults wake up feeling stiff, weak, or sore even if they didn't do anything strenuous the day before. It's not just aging, it's the result of repeated overnight muscle loss that adds up over time. The most concerning part is that this cycle repeats every single night. One night of muscle breakdown may not seem significant, but hundreds of nights over several years can lead to a dramatic decline in strength and independence. This is why muscle loss after 60 often feels sudden, even though it has been happening quietly in the background for a long time. Without proper nighttime nutrition, the body continues to prioritize short-term survival over long-term strength, making muscle loss an ongoing and accelerating process. To bed hungry may sound harmless, or even healthy, but after the age of 60 it becomes one of the biggest hidden reasons muscle loss continues year after year. Many older adults are told for decades that eating less is the key to staying healthy, so they often reduce portions, skip evening snacks, or avoid food entirely at night in an effort to control weight or digestion. While this mindset may come from good intentions, it can quietly work against the body's ability to maintain muscle. When you go to sleep without adequate nutrition, especially protein, your body is forced to rely on internal resources to keep vital systems running, and muscle tissue becomes one of the first things it uses. Hunger at night triggers a stress response in the body. Blood sugar can drop, cortisol levels can rise, and the nervous system shifts into a state of alertness rather than repair. Instead of focusing on rebuilding tissues, the body starts breaking them down to release amino acids and glucose. In a younger person, the body is more resilient and better able to protect muscle during short periods of fasting. After 60, that protection weakens, and the balance shifts toward muscle breakdown rather than preservation. This means that what feels like a small sacrifice, such as skipping a nighttime snack, can have a much bigger impact than expected. Another issue is that many people over 60 do eat healthy during the day but still fall short on total protein intake. Breakfast may be light, lunch may be small, and dinner may focus more on vegetables or carbohydrates. By the time night arrives, the body hasn't received enough protein to meet its needs, and going to bed hungry only deepens that deficit. Muscle maintenance requires a steady supply of amino acids, And when that supply runs out overnight, the body pulls from its own muscle stores to make up the difference. Going to bed hungry also affects sleep quality, which further contributes to muscle loss. Hunger can cause restlessness, lighter sleep, and more frequent awakening, all of which interfere with the release of growth hormone. Growth hormone plays a crucial role in muscle repair and regeneration, and when sleep is disrupted, this process is weakened. Poor sleep combined with overnight fasting creates the perfect environment for muscle breakdown, even if a person believes they are doing everything right. Over time, this pattern becomes a cycle. Muscle loss reduces metabolism and strength, leading to fatigue and less activity during the day. Reduced activity then further accelerates muscle loss, making the body even more vulnerable at night. Many people blame aging itself for this decline, not realizing that a simple habit like consistently going to bed hungry is quietly driving the process. What makes this especially problematic is that muscle loss is not easily noticeable at first, so the damage continues unnoticed until weakness, balance issues, or loss of independence begin to appear. Breaking this cycle requires a shift in thinking. Instead of viewing nighttime eating as harmful, it needs to be seen as strategic nourishment. Avoiding food before bed may feel disciplined, but for someone over 60, it can slowly undermine strength and health in ways that are difficult to reverse once muscle mass is lost. A small amount of slow-digesting protein before bed sends a powerful signal to your body that muscle is important and worth preserving, especially after the age of 60. As we get older, the muscles become less responsive to protein during the day, a condition often referred to as anabolic resistance. This means that even if you eat enough protein earlier, your body may not use it as efficiently to repair and build muscle. Nighttime becomes a critical opportunity to reinforce that signal because this is when the body is naturally focused on recovery and repair. Providing protein before sleep gives the muscles access to amino acids during the exact window when they are most needed. Slow digesting protein is especially important because it delivers nutrients gradually over several hours rather than all at once. When protein digests too quickly, amino acid levels spike and then drop, leaving muscles without support later in the night. A slow-release source keeps amino acids circulating throughout sleep, helping to reduce muscle breakdown and promote repair at the same time. This steady supply reassures the body that it does not need to cannibalize muscle tissue for energy or essential building blocks. Instead, it can maintain and protect what is already there. This nighttime protein signal also influences hormones that play a role in muscle health. Adequate protein availability can help blunt the rise of cortisol during the night, reducing stress-related muscle breakdown. It also supports the natural release of growth hormone during deep sleep, giving the body the resources it needs to actually carry out repair work. Without protein, growth hormone release still occurs, but its effectiveness is limited because the raw materials for rebuilding muscle are missing. Another important aspect is how this habit reinforces muscle preservation on a daily basis. When the body repeatedly receives protein before sleep, it adapts by improving how it handles amino acids and by prioritizing muscle maintenance. Over time, this can slow or even partially reverse age-related muscle loss. Many people are surprised to discover that such a small change can lead to noticeable improvements in strength, stability, and how their body feels in the morning. Waking up with less stiffness and more energy is often a sign that overnight muscle repair is improving. Eating protein before bed is also psychologically helpful for consistency. It removes the fear of nighttime eating and reframes it as a supportive habit rather than a harmful one. Instead of ending the day in a depleted state, the body enters sleep nourished and prepared to recover. This mindset shift makes it easier to stay consistent with other healthy behaviors, including light exercise or resistance training, because the body is better supported overall. Perhaps most importantly, this approach respects the reality of aging rather than fighting it. It acknowledges that the body's needs change with time and that preserving muscle requires intentional action. A small serving of slow-digesting protein before bed is not about excess or indulgence. It is about giving the body what it needs at the right moment to protect strength, mobility, and independence over the long term. Quality nighttime protein choices play a critical role in preserving strength, balance, and independence after the age of 60, because the type of protein you eat before bed matters just as much as the timing. Foods like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt are especially effective because they contain casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids steadily over several hours. This gradual release aligns perfectly with the body's overnight repair cycle, helping muscles stay nourished throughout sleep instead of entering a breakdown state. Unlike fast-digesting proteins that provide a quick surge and then fade, these options create a stable environment that supports muscle preservation all night long. Eggs are another powerful choice, particularly hard-boiled eggs eaten in the evening. They contain all the essential amino acids needed for muscle repair and are easy to digest for most people. Eating 1 or 2 eggs before bed provides a compact and effective dose of protein without overloading the digestive system. Lean meats like turkey or chicken can also work well, especially for those who prefer savory foods. A small portion is enough to deliver the necessary amino acids without feeling heavy or disrupting sleep. The goal is not a large meal, but a targeted intake that supports overnight muscle maintenance. For individuals who avoid dairy or animal products, slow-digesting plant-based protein options can still be effective when chosen carefully. Protein powders made from pea or soy protein can provide a complete amino acid profile and can be mixed with water or a small amount of milk alternative. The key is choosing a formulation designed for sustained digestion rather than rapid absorption. When consumed before bed, these options can help reduce overnight muscle breakdown and support recovery in much the same way as animal-based proteins. These nighttime protein choices do more than just protect muscle mass by preserving muscle. They help maintain balance and coordination, which are essential for preventing falls. Stronger muscles also support joints and reduce strain on the body during everyday movements like standing up, walking, or carrying objects. This translates directly into greater independence and confidence in daily life. When muscle mass is preserved, people are more likely to stay active, and activity further reinforces muscle strength, creating a positive cycle. Another benefit of choosing the right protein before bed is improved morning function. Many people notice they wake up feeling less stiff and more stable when they consistently nourish their muscles at night. This is not just a comfort issue. It reflects better overnight repair and reduced muscle breakdown. Over time, these small improvements accumulate, leading to noticeable differences in strength and endurance. What makes these protein options especially valuable is their simplicity. They do not require complex preparation, strict dieting, or extreme changes to daily routines. A small bowl of cottage cheese, a serving of Greek yogurt, a couple of eggs, or a simple protein shake can be enough to make a meaningful difference. When practiced consistently, this habit becomes a quiet but powerful tool for protecting muscle health and preserving the ability to move confidently and independently as the body continues to age. Preserving muscle after the age of 60 is often misunderstood as something that requires intense workouts, strict dieting, or drastic lifestyle changes, but in reality it is built on smart timing, proper nutrition, quality sleep, and small habits repeated consistently. Many people believe that muscle loss is simply an unavoidable part of getting older, so they either push themselves too hard trying to fight it or give up entirely and accept decline as inevitable. The truth lies in the middle. The body still responds to care and nourishment, but it needs to be approached in a way that respects how aging changes metabolism, recovery, and hormone balance. Extreme exercise is not only unnecessary, it can actually be counterproductive for older adults. Overtraining without proper recovery increases inflammation and stress hormones, which accelerate muscle breakdown rather than prevent it. What matters far more is consistency and support. Light resistance exercises, walking, or simple strength movements combined with proper nutrition send a clear signal to the body that muscle is needed. Without adequate fuel, however, even the best exercise routine cannot protect muscle. This is why nutrition timing becomes so important, especially in the evening when the body prepares for its longest period of repair. Eating smarter does not mean eating more food or counting every calorie. It means choosing foods that provide the most benefit at the right times. Protein plays a central role, but its impact is magnified when it is spread properly throughout the day and reinforced before sleep. This strategy helps overcome the reduced muscle sensitivity that comes with aging and allows the body to use nutrients more effectively. When nutrition is aligned with the body's natural rhythms, muscle preservation becomes much more achievable without feeling restrictive or overwhelming. Sleep is another piece that is often overlooked. Deep, restorative sleep is when muscle repair, hormone release, and cellular recovery take place. Poor sleep disrupts these processes and increases muscle loss, regardless of how well someone eats or exercises. Supporting sleep through proper nutrition, stable blood sugar, and reduced nighttime stress makes a measurable difference in muscle health. Small habits, like avoiding going to bed hungry and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, quietly support long-term strength. Consistency is what turns these elements into lasting results. A single protein-rich snack or one good night of sleep will not change much on its own, but repeated night after night, these choices reshape how the body ages. Over time, muscles receive fewer breakdown signals and more repair signals, allowing strength and stability to be maintained longer. This approach removes the pressure to be perfect and replaces it with simple actions that fit into everyday life. Preserving muscle after 60 is not about trying to look younger or compete with the past. It is about protecting mobility, confidence, and independence for the future. When small, intentional habits are practiced daily, the body responds by holding onto strength instead of slowly letting it slip away, proving that aging well is less about extremes and more about smart, sustainable care.